Laptop on, guys. I'll be right back. Hope you all are doing well. What's up? What's up? All right. One laptop. Let's get set up and sorted. How's it going? How's it going, Mark? All right, let me change the community moderation real quick so it's subscriber only. Before I forget, because that's been really helpful and useful recently. So, boom. All right, we're in it. Go. All right. How's your night going, Mark? How's your night going? We're gonna keep the trolls down. We're gonna see, Mark. We hadn't really made a decision on it. I feel pretty good. I kind of want to do early PRs from now on, but we might tonight. We'll see. We might. Depends on how it goes. I feel pretty good though. I don't feel bad. I ate pretty good tonight. Everything's in good order right now. I have a little more energy as well, which is interesting. All right. But, you know, is that how it works? Is that how it works? I do think I associate the increased energy levels with the stopping the additional calisthenics every single night, and the extra machines and everything else. Because I was starting to overdo it a bit on the off-end stuff, like we were doing a ton of calisthenics at night, every night. I don't mind doing them once in a while, but it doesn't need to be done every night. It's mostly for the fun, you know, so it's not really part of our training. So it was spending a lot of energy throughout the week that we didn't need to spend on that. So. What's up? What's up, Keen? All right. We're gonna set let's set us a super chat goal, I guess. 10 super chats, and we'll do 77 push-ups. There we go. How does that sound? 10 super chats, we'll do 77 push-ups. Why won't it let me set the super chat? What in the world? There we go. For some reason, it won't let you set a super chat if a number is the first thing in the sentence. All right, it's set up. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. 155 by 5. That's solid, Mark. That's solid, Mark. You should have went for 165, I feel like. No excuses. PR night every night, right? All right, let's get it. It goes both ways, you know what I'm saying, Mark? It goes both ways, doesn't it? Mark is offended. That was my intention. That was my intention. Let's grab a hold of this, a little quick single, and then we'll start throwing some actual weight on the bar. Ugh. That's a very interesting meal, Mark. I've never heard those items together. So I've never heard those items together as one. 1940 Nash. Good luck doing an edit on that one. Let's see. All right. No, I've never heard of any. Are you talking about like, we're talking about like fried chicken strips in spaghetti? Even that's a little odd. Or are you talking about like chicken parmesan? I think you might. That's also an interesting concept or combo, Edwin. I've never had a Taki. I don't ever plan on having Takis. I've never had a single Taki. They don't look that great, I'm gonna be honest. They don't look amazing. No one does fried chicken and spaghetti. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. We have real food here in the South, all right? I don't know where you learned fried chicken and spaghetti was acceptable. Yeah, Samsung. All right. Somehow that manages to offend both Southerners and Italians at the same time, I feel like. I don't know how you managed. I'm telling you, that's. But if I'm not mistaken, you also pour your milk in the bowl before your cereal, so I can expect nothing less. Do I eat grits? Yes, I eat grits. Not very often anymore. I used to eat grits a lot more often. I don't eat them very often anymore. But I can't take any culinary advice from someone that puts their milk in their bowl before their cereal. So. What's up, Tyler? All right. Why'd you take the message away, Tyler? You try not to hurt Mark's feelings. I already tried defending Mark tonight. I think I did a good job. Still no fried chicken and spaghetti on my plate, I'm gonna be honest. All right, I'm gonna grab a little bit of milk, guys. Got 315 on here, nothing heavy yet. 20 reps. We did 4 the other night, Eric, and it didn't feel terrible. We probably fresh could get like 5 to 7. All right, Todd. I'm 180 and I'm 5'11".
Come on, Daddy.
Gym story time? What kind of gym story are you looking for? I lift things in the gym, that's about it. Yep. I got nothing to do with it. Just lifting, guys. That's all I do is lift. Something crazy in the gym. I've seen plenty of crazy in the gym. Yeah, it happens all the time. When I was working at the big box gym. Not really anything story worthy though. Lord. All right. 325. I don't get the reference. They're here. They're here. They're here, Gio. Give them time. 100%. No, I would say if I get the reference mark, I legitimately don't. Yeah, Mark's here, Gio. Mark's here. See? There's at least one. Rich guy, what's up? I appreciate it, Gio. I do. Yeah, Edwin, you qualify. You qualify. All right. Eric's here. Eric is an OG. Tom, we PR on Wednesdays typically, So usually best to check in on Wednesdays. It's usually my best day of the week. I got the most energy on Wednesdays. I'm not spent from the rest of the week, but I'm not like warming up from the weekend, you know? So. But I appreciate you checking in, Tom, I do. So a little bit of news, by the way, guys. We're gonna hit this, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys. We got a little bit of a change in pace about to happen. So kind of a big deal, but not like a big deal. All right. Like a half big deal. All right. All right, so like I said, it's not a huge issue. We have to stop bulking for a little while, for like a month and like 2 weeks. We have to stop bulking. We have to kind of maintain. So just prep, guys. We're gonna be about yay big for the next month and a half. So I don't follow any powerlifter for inspiration in particular. I follow some powerlifting meets and stuff. but there's not like a power lifter I keep track of in particular. I power lift competitively, so kind of find inspiration in my own workouts. Yeah, we've got to stop bulking for about a month and a half. We're not going to cut. No, we're right where we need to be. But when I signed up for my powerlifting meet, I didn't think I was going to hit this number as quickly as I did, which is a great thing. We're at the number, we're at our weight class like tip over, right? But we're at like right at 180 right now, right? Meaning that if I put on 2 more pounds, I'm going to go over the weight that I'm allowed in the competition that I'm already signed up for. I already signed on for that weight class. So if I put on any more weight, we'll have to either increase our weight class, which we won't have time to progress our lifts enough to make that weight class make sense within a month and a half. So we've got to maintain the body weight we are now until after August 16th. After August 16th, we can go back to bulking. So, but I'm at weight. I need to make weight, yes. Essentially, I need to make weight, but I'm at weight. I'm not over, so we don't need to cut, but I'm right where I need to be. I just need to kind of stay right where I'm at. So my calories aren't going to change much. I'm just going to go probably around 3,500 calories as a maintenance number for a little while. So I'm just going to cut one meal out. That's all it is. Not even cut a whole meal. I'm just going to cut my servings down a little bit. So. I prefer a long-term maintenance on a weight to go into competition because you can be at your maximal strength. Whereas if you cut extremely right beforehand, you tend to have a big loss in strength. And I don't want to go in there with a huge loss. I'd rather go in there and, be kind of where I want to be, like where I'm used to being in the gym. Does that make sense? Because like if I'm hitting a big number, or I'm hitting a certain number, I don't want to lose 15 pounds on my bench and 15 on my deadlift and 15 on my squat, 20, 30, 40 pounds on that just to make weight. So I'd rather maintain it up till that point rather than bulk up even more and then cut down and lose that weight, have to work back up. So. Oh, day of cuts are easy. Day of cuts are easy peasy. That's just water cutting. That's just water and not eating. You need to dry. So the day of, I'll go in completely dry. But that's why I'm saying we're not going to be cutting because we're right where we need to be, and we'll most likely put on another pound of weight between now and then anyways, regardless. So essentially, guys, what we'll be doing is we'll maintain to 180 to 181 all the way up until August 13th or 14th, right? I'll do a weigh-in about 48 hours out. And then if I'm over by any amount, which it won't be significant, we're going to weigh more times than that. But about 2 days out, we'll judge how dry we got to be going in. Trying to stay within a couple pounds of our weight class, right? And then the night before, I cut off all liquids, I cut off all food, about 12 hours pre-meet. And then if you need to, some diuretics will help me further diminish my storages as far as like liquid. And then walk in, and usually dry, I can walk into a meet 2 pounds less than what I am hydrated and fed properly. So, and then I just slam food in the meet before the meet starts. So you're just like eating 1,000 calories for breakfast, 1,000 calories for lunch. You're just slamming food, and then you're snacking in between. You'll have 5,000 calories during a meet if you're doing it right. So. All right, let's go. All right, we got 315, 25, 35, 40. We got 340 on here now. I think that's what we have on here. And then we'll probably, I don't know if we're gonna go any higher than this today. We'll find out. Whoa. Let's go. All right, felt good. Felt good. Oh, I don't follow that stuff that closely. So, all right, we can go up another 5 pounds. We can go up another 5 pounds, right, guys? All right, so that's 335, right? And then a 5 will make 345. All right, 345 is what we got on here now, guys. I appreciate it, Cobra. I appreciate it. All right. We got 345 on the bar. We're going to hit this. 365, Cobra. We go for another PR attempt on Wednesday. Another PR attempt on Wednesday. We'll go for 370 next Wednesday. All right. Let's get ready. 345, nice easy weight. Nothing heavy. It's like a curl warm up, you know. All right. We'll get 400 well before the end of the year. I have to do this maintenance, so we'll see how quickly we climb during maintenance until competition, but we'll get 400 before the end of the year. All right, let's get it. Honestly, for chest, the only 2 real movements I'm doing for chest specifically are my bench and then the occasional incline dumbbell. Everything else is compound movements to help work the chest. I mean, obviously we're doing some other pushing movements. Low chest, I really like leaning over the ropes, really pressing through the tricep, the base of the pectoral helps a lot. But shoulder press is a big item for me. It all helps build around the chest if you do it the right way. A lot of the time building the chest, a lot of people forget about the front of their shoulder. If your front of your shoulder isn't developed well, then your chest will look small regardless. You gotta make sure you're developing your shoulders at the same time. But dips is a great one. If you're trying to hit chest with dips, make sure you're changing your center of gravity forward a little bit. So when you're doing dips, if you're straight up and down, you're gonna have a heavier tricep focus. Lean forward, bring your legs behind you ever so slightly, get your torso over the top and move down like this. You'll end up with a more of a focus in on your pectoral and the low chest. So it's a full pectoral workout, but you'll hit your low chest a lot to help develop it. Going straight up and down like this, you're gonna be primarily triceps. Over top, you're hitting your chest more. So you can even make it a shoulder movement if you want, but you have to roll pretty far forward to make it shoulder centric. It's not comfortable if you haven't done it a few times and practiced it. I have an entire coaching playlist on my channel if you guys need coaching tips. Entire coaching playlist. Just look for Coach Chris playlist on my channel. It'll help you with your bench. It has some beginner workouts, all kinds of stuff on there. The only thing you won't find on there is cardio. All right. That was 345. This is 315. So, what's up, Daniel? Welcome back, boss. Welcome back. All right. Yeah, we don't do cardio here. We're anti-cardio on this channel. Anti-cardio on this channel. All right, let's grab it. All right, 315. We're gonna hit this for a triple, I think, is the plan. Perhaps. We'll see. Anything over 7, Cowboy. Anything over 7 is cardio. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support. All right. One second, I bumped the hook. Give me a second. Bump the hook. Give me a second. Whoops. All right, let's get back underneath it. I had fixed my plates. I had it. I had the third rep. I hadn't bumped the hook. I promise. All right. We'll Larson press it to make up for the stop. We'll Larson press to make up for the stop. How do you guys feel about that? Feels good? Feels good? Yups in the chat. All right. Not quite a full Larson press. Whew, I shouldn't have jumped on that so fast. I probably still had it, but it didn't feel good. I'm spent today. We burned through. Oh, appreciate the support, Yoshi. Give me 1 second. We're gonna do a Larson press. I just jumped in a little early. Full rest, we'll get a Larson press. Appreciate the support, Yoshi. That's our first super chat towards the goal. We're gonna do 77 clap push-ups once we hit our 10 super chat goal, by the way. 77 clap push-ups. Not just basic push-ups, clap push-ups. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. Ugh. The milk fund helps a lot, by the way. My milk habit is not inexpensive. All right, Larson press, guys. Ugh. All right. I've been working out for 5 years. I started off at 117-pound body weight with a 75-pound bench. So 5 years. 5 years is how long it's taken me to get where I'm at now. All right. Let's get it. Naturally, mind you, naturally. I've moved my total up almost 900 pounds. My 3 lift total up almost 900 pounds in 5 years. What's up, NPC? Long time no see. Naturally is a big deal here, by the way. Naturally. No special stuff, you know? It's all work, NPC. I'm glad to hear it. All right. One more press here, guys, tonight. We're going to do a Larson press. Let's get it. Yep. Okay, just needed the rest. Ah, felt good. Larson presses are top tier, guys. Top tier. All right. We're going to go curl now. You got to be careful with those kind of tears. Yeah, I wish I could give you advice on that. But unfortunately, with those kind of tears, giving advice over the internet is never a good idea. It's all about strength, mud bones. All about strength. Muscle comes with strength, though. They work together. Solid work. Solid work. We're gonna do cables. We're gonna do cables, guys. That's what's up next. We're gonna do single arm cable curl. So. We'll start with what's on there. It's not super heavy on there right now, so. There we go. One plate solid work, man. You gotta realize most people one plate is the goal. A lot of people one plate is the goal. I've trained a lot of people that need to get their first plate done. So, and you progress quickly, especially if you're doing it right. You got your nutrition correct, your nutrition down pat, and everything else. You'll have good progression. Hey, I'll take a look at it, Worldwide. I appreciate it. I'll take a look at it after the stream, 100%. I'm excited about that, actually. I want to see that. That sounds awesome. Hey, I appreciate it, twins. Straight to the milk fund. Straight to the milk fund. Here we go. We'll take a sip of it right here. Yoshi and twins have supplied me a whole milk so far tonight. This is for y'all. So that's the new super chat thing. Or not super chat, that's the new chat like community thing that YouTube did. Lord. Lord. All right. Hey, I appreciate it, Cobra. All right, that's awesome. Let me toss a like, and I'll grab a sip of milk, Cobra. That one's on Cobra. Look at that. Look at that. Milk fund going up, right? Big appreciation. Big appreciation. Hey, Marcos, what's up? Yeah. Yeah. Woo-wee. Nice, solid work, Cal. The milk is pretty warm, yeah. I usually get to room temperature by the time I'm done. All right, have a seat. Usually by the time I'm done drinking it is room temp milk. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, all right. It's about calories and protein, not about enjoyability, right? I do like the milk, but nah, yeah, all right. I have a cooler actually. I don't bring it. Some milk. There you go. All right, we got $185 on here, so 185. Let's grab a set of 7 an arm. Obviously, there's pulleys and stuff. I always preface. Always preface. I drink the same milk every night, Mark. I'm gonna be okay. Stomach made of steel, all right? Steel. Carbon fiber lining, actually, in my stomach. carbon fiber lining in my stomach. Yep.
On the way back now.
Why would we have weak stomachs? I feel like we have pretty strong stomachs. All that grease, you know what I'm saying?
I'm on the way. Okay. Bye.
All right. What's up, David? How's it going, Alex? Lord. Let's go. Yep. Hold on, guys. Lord, there's a lot going on in chat. All right. All right, 245 is next. There was a lot of messages that just got held for review. I'm gonna be honest. I can't review all of them, guys. All right. Some of them didn't make sense to get reviewed though. Some of them just like got reviewed for no reason. I don't know. I had like five come up for a review back to back. Y'all are on something today. That's why that chat moderation is so important. They did get one of yours, David. They did get one of yours, I think. But I think I approved it. I gotta go back and look. One of yours, yes, Mark. One of yours had to be approved as well. And like a lot of rich guys. No snacks for me, no snacks for me. I had some peaches, and then of course the milk with my workout, so. Ooh, we got that 245 moving nice and smooth now. Probably get a little higher tonight with that. That was our tap out the other night. We didn't get over 245. So we might try 260 today. All right. We've got one more rep here, guys. 260. We're gonna go for 260 this time. I have not. I've never tried Greg Duchette's cookbook. No, I don't plan on it, to be honest. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great, but which I'm not going to make a pre-workout recommendation to you specifically. That is a dangerous game, because what's a beginner pre-workout for one may be enough to stop someone's heart on the other one. So pre-workouts are very, very intense. That's why you'll notice that like a lot of people don't recommend pre-workouts directly on streams or in social media. They don't directly recommend to specific people, but they'll be like, this is the pre-workout I take. And what is the reason for that? Because that's the one that I take. You want to try it, it works. Because pre-workouts sometimes there's a fine line between like some people's caffeine tolerances and other people's caffeine tolerances. What I take in caffeine may not be what would be okay for you to take in caffeine. I've taken pre-workouts all the way up to like, 3 or 4 times the acceptable amount of caffeine in a single serving. Whereas someone may not be able to handle more than 90 milligrams. Some people you might be 300 or 400, just depends. Me personally, when I first started working out, the very first pre-workout I ever bought, and you guys remember guys, I wasn't always as intelligent with my supplementation and everything else, so I wasn't buying the best stuff back in the day. I started out with an Equate Walmart brand pre-workout. That was the first one I ever took. Would never purchase it now, obviously, but did it work? I definitely felt energetic. Was it high quality? Probably not. So the pre-workout that I used for a long time after that, once I got adequate knowledge on pre-workouts and supplementation and what works, what doesn't, and got further into my workouts, needed something a little stronger, was C4. Now they also have a bunch of different ones for C4. They've got RIP, Sport, they've got Extreme, Ultimate. I started with their standard and worked my way up. It just really depends on your tolerances. Just be careful. All right. Right now I am taking C-Bums pre-workout. That's what I'm taking right now. I'm taking C-Bums pre-workout at the moment. So the blackberry lemonade one, that's what I'm currently taking. Yeah, no, Jack 3D, is that the one you're talking about? Jacked? Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I prefer my my pre-workout not have illicit substances in it. Yep. Yep, we got the 260. I knew we would. We just needed a little rest. That's scary, David. They don't make it anymore. Do they still make it? Can you get it like overseas or something? Good Lord. I wouldn't. I'll tell you, you want to know when someone's serious about their caffeine? Anybody that carries around a Red Line, all right? You guys ever seen the Red Line, like the pre-mix energy drinks? You ever see someone carrying around a Red Line? They have an issue, all right? They have an issue. No one drinks Red Line just to drink Red Line. They're looking for to be over the top all day. I've only ever seen like 1 or 2 people actually drink Red Lines, and they never looked like they should, like it was a fun time. Never looked like a fun time. That's a good question to have, Mark. What is a red line? Yeah, that's a good question to have. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Yeah, Josh, sounds about right. Red line is not okay. Not okay. It's a lot of caffeine from what I understand. I've never personally taken one. I've just never seen someone look okay after taking one. They always look like they feel bad. Is it multiple servings in a red line bottle, NPC? Whey protein is the protein I recommend to people. I take a whey protein when I take protein powder. I don't take protein powder on a regular basis, but personally, I take whey protein. What you should take is completely up to your stomach, because if you are lactose intolerant, whey protein may not settle well for you. There's other things. If you have an allergy to whey protein, it's a possibility as well. You may need to go to a plant-based or something like that. But whey protein for me is what I take. A whey isolate typically. Whey is going to be as far as quality of protein, whey is the best. You're never gonna replace whey efficiently with plant-based options. As far as powdered proteins. Now, can you get protein from whole food sources? Yes, that are better. But whey, even then, is still pretty close to the best option. Because whey is just powdered milk, powdered cheese. It's just milk. It's just milk protein. It's dairy. So yeah, it's great. If you're gonna take a powdered protein and you don't have an allergy or any issues with whey protein, you're getting the best quality out of that. Plant-based is just not efficient. I don't recommend a plant-based diet if you don't have to do a plant-based diet. So all right, let's grab this. Let's do some overhead press. Then we got rows. Yep. Some people can't have red meat. There is such a thing as an allergy to red meat, yes. I'm adamantly against the nutrition of being vegan. Does that make sense? So, as far as a health choice, vegan is not ideal, right? From a moral standpoint, if you're going from a moral standpoint and you just really don't want to eat animals or animal products, that's up to you and your personal beliefs. You do you. We're all humans. We're allowed to do what we want, right? As long as you're not bugging me about the fact I am using animal products. So, and whether or not you're actually winning on the moral side is debatable as well, with how a lot of vegan products come about. But as far as the health standpoint, vegan is not a superior diet health-wise, like everybody, like all these vegan advocates want you to believe. It's not a healthier option. It is a less healthy option. You have to supplement your diet to make vegan work as a human. We are omnivores by nature. So I eat zero soy, so tofu is not an option. So tofu is no option for me. 490 is my deadlift, Tristan. Yep. Yeah. 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 Energy foods are honey and rice cakes. Honey is okay. So those are very carbohydrate heavy foods. Yes. Your simple sugars are going to be energy bringers, right? They're going to be energy creators. Now, there's a difference between foods that all food gives you energy. It's just how and what type of energy, right? So, food is like gasoline, right? You got to fill up your tank. But the difference between different types of foods is the different types of like fuels you can have. Like, imagine carbohydrates are like, they're like lighter fluid. They burn very quickly, very hot, right? Very easy to light up, very easy to ignite. And then your gasoline is like your fats and some of your more complex carbohydrates. It burns a little faster than your proteins, and your proteins are your long form energy. They're like your diesel, right? They burn a little slower. It takes a little bit more to get them going, a little bit higher burn temp, but your proteins last longer, right? A little bit more intensive, but they last longer. So that's why you'll feel full longer on proteins, because it takes longer for your body to digest and process the proteins than it does a simple carbohydrate like honey or sugar or fruit, which is a sugar, obviously. Any fructose, any of that, right? So that's your differences. No, Mark. Carbs will make you feel stronger, yes. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Congrats on the first place finish, boss. Congrats. The first meet's always a big deal, man. Always a big deal. You got to get those nerves off. Learn the ins and outs, I don't believe obviously, like a toddler probably don't start lifting weights as a toddler, just safety concerns. But there's not really a minimum age to start lifting. I started my son lifting around 10. Nothing super heavy, just in and out of the gym periodically since he was 10. He'll do more intensive weightlifting over the next few years, but that is his choice now. So, but there's not lifting the old like theory or myth that lifting stunts growth is incorrect. If you're getting proper nutrition and they're a healthy child, So the problem is when people put their kids in lifting or lifting sports or any kind of like weight training, and they're not getting enough nutrients, they're still feeding them like a normal child would eat, which is a lot of usually very not nutritionally dense foods. So you got to have the proper nutrition and proper calories, proper protein, carbohydrates, and fats when you're lifting. And most parents will let their kids lift, and they won't adjust their diets for that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Solid work. Look, it's you versus you, man. It's all about what you can lift and then trying to do better than yourself. That's the goal. As long as you're progressing, it's good. There's no one size fits all for what you should be able to lift. I appreciate it, Worldwide. The likes and the subscribes help, of course. You can still be nice. I believe in you, David. I believe in you. Ugh. That's no good, Mark. We're natty here. We're natty here. Natural lifters. Natural. That's gonna happen. Look, so whenever you're at your first meet, right, your first powerlifting meet, I've watched into powerlifting meets where people are moving the bar for their first lift, and that's it. And they're doing well. I mean, that's a big accomplishment for them to move any weight. You know. Now, I'm sure that wasn't you, but there's no like set like number to like enter powerlifting. Now, as you get progressed through powerlifting, obviously, if you go to more meets, you're gonna want to progress. But your first meet is just about getting the feel for it, learning everything. And I've seen big drastic differences. I've walked into meets where I look around and everybody starts their squats at like 400, 500 pounds. I've seen lists where everybody's, nobody's squatting over 400 pounds. I've seen both directions, right? Just depends on what meet you're at, what time of year it is, that kind of stuff. I couldn't tell you, Mark. I would be surprised if it was that inexpensive at this point. I would. If it's not more expensive than that at this point in life, at this point, I'd be surprised. I appreciate it, Mario. What's up? What's up? What's up, Tony? So, I couldn't tell you what the cost of that is. Sounds like some people have a better idea than me. The plants crave electrolytes, Mark. The plants crave electrolytes. But I couldn't tell you what that costs. But I'm surprised. That if that cost is correct, that's how much it costs right now. I'm surprised it's that low still. With as many people that seem to be trying it nowadays, I would imagine the supply demand has definitely shifted. That's what the plants crave, Mark. That's what the plants crave. A little bit of Gatorade on the grass. Grass will grow nice and green. You don't want to put toilet water on the ground, you know what I'm saying? Am I the only one that gets that reference, that the plants crave electrolytes? Am I on my own? Are you guys not? I'm the one that's not seen the movies before, so someone has to understand the reference. Come on now. I'm the one that hasn't seen movies. It is a great movie. It's a great movie. To be fair, I feel like it would work. I feel like watering plants with Gatorade might work. It's called Idiocracy. That's the movie I was quoting. Idiocracy is the name of the movie. It is salt water. Gatorade is salt water. Yeah. If you guys ever wondered why Gatorade tastes that way, that's because it's like to get the electrolytes that you want to help you hydrate. So the idea behind a sports beverage and a non-sports beverage, what's the difference between water and Gatorade, right? Or water and whatever other assorted sports beverage you want to drink. The difference is that they add sodium back to it because as you sweat when you're doing intense sport like football, basketball, table tennis, you sweat, you output moisture in the form of sweat, but also salts. Your body off-puts sodium as well. That's why your sweat's salty, right? So you can drink water and you're like, man, I'm still thirsty constantly. Now I'm gonna get cramp because I got so much water in my stomach. You need some salt to help you hydrate properly. Your body needs a salt and liquid balance. So I prefer to eat my salt, yes, but yeah, you need salts. You need salts. That's why if you guys look back at like why salt was so expensive in like the olden days, right? That's why salt was so expensive because it was a necessity for life. You don't have enough salt, you die. And salt wasn't as readily available. Obviously now you can get salt super, super cheap. And it wasn't, people think it was way, way more expensive, right, than it is. But people were paid in salt at one point. So they would actually you could get paid, that's why it's called a salary, right? You were paid in salt. And then salt was a tradable good, obviously, because everything needed salt. Because to preserve our foods and our meats, we needed salt. To stay alive, we needed salt. Salt was good for everything. So, still is. Still super important. You guys, if any of you that are preppers out there for like the apocalypse type stuff, don't forget salt. Don't forget salt. All right. Yep. That sounds like a great experience. I'm not a big fan of smelling salts, I'm gonna be honest. How's it going, Cal? I see you, Cal, don't worry. I hear you. I hear. I can't help you over the stream, anime. You can check out my Coach Chris playlist. This is not a coaching stream. It's a powerlifting stream. I love to help people, but I can't just give you a shredded physique over the stream. There's no way for me to get that information across in this amount of time. Anybody that tells you they can tell you how to get a shredded physique in less than an hour is lying to you. Okay. Check my Coach Chris. Check my Coach Chris playlist. I'll tell you, that's one of my least favorite things to see on YouTube. It feels so disingenuous for people to do it, and they do it all the time, and it's coaches, and that's the sad part. I understand why they do it, and that's what makes me upset about it. Hold on. Yep. So those videos you see where they're like 3 or 30-minute core or 10-minute core exercises to get you a shredded stomach or get you a six-pack or 3 movements to help you get shredded for summer or lose weight or whatever else. They're 99% of those. Yeah, you're moving, but they're not genuine. You're not going to get a shredded physique from it because you're probably not changing your diet if you're looking up those videos, most likely. So they leave out the nutrition portion altogether, and those movements are not the only movements you're going to need to do. You're going to look real unbalanced. Yep, lift heavy objects and eat properly. Your physique will go where you want it to go. Honestly, when it comes to getting shredded, the air quotes shredded, it's mostly nutrition. Now you have to put some muscle on to show it once it's there, but yeah, mostly the first thing you should be fixing is your nutrition and add some weight training. A few times a week weight training if you're new. Get used to weight training. Don't overdo it because you can get hurt. Get sorted, get processing kind of what weight training is. Fix your diet. That's going to be your biggest thing early on. If your diet ain't right, you ain't going to see no results and you're going to get discouraged. So, all right, yeah. %, Edwin. I mean, you can do calisthenics to maintain muscle. Most of that's going to come with your diet as well. You're going to need to make sure you're getting enough proteins. But you're going to have to do, I mean, you have to find some way to add resistance, maybe a resistance band or two. I mean, if you can have a bag of potatoes, you know, you can lift that. Find something with some weight behind it. I mean, you know, if you're trying to maintain a lot of lean muscle, like, now, if you're just trying to maintain like a little bit of muscle that you've built up over time, that's different. You can do it with calisthenics. But if you're a large human being and you have a lot of muscle you're trying to maintain and you don't have any equipment with you at the moment, definitely find an alternative. I don't care if you're deadlifting the bed frame, but it's mostly about keeping your food correct. You'll maintain a lot of it with proper nutrition and normal workouts. I don't smoke and I don't drink. Not for me, not for me. Those are not within my day-to-day. All right. Full body workout, Monarch. I'm gonna be honest. I don't use an app to track my protein, so I'm pretty good at tracking it on my own. But apps do help, yes. I don't have any that I'd recommend directly to you, though. No. The weight's very controlled. I appreciate it, though. I'm good on the advice, but I appreciate it. I'm okay, Riot, though. I appreciate it, though. Appreciate the thought, but very intentional what I'm doing. It can do a lot, Yeoman, but it's not going to do... Calisthenics are going to do it a little bit slower than traditional weight training, but you can build size with calisthenics and weighted calisthenics. Do hot dogs help gains? You know what? Yes and no. So hot dogs are terrible for you. But, I mean, there's protein and there's fats. So yes. So yes, you can build muscle eating hot dogs. Do I recommend it as a base of your diet? No. I have a very strict diet, yes. I eat 5,000 calories and 300 grams of protein a day. So they are not nutritionally dense foods, no, but they do have protein and fats. If you are on a budget and are not super concerned with general health, hot dogs can go in your bulking diet, yes. I don't know, and I'm not going to test it. I would say that's probably close, David. You got to think it's just congealed meat. It's just congealed meat. I don't eat gas station hot dogs, Alex. I'm all good on that. No gas station food for me. The only time I've ever stopped for, there's only two things, three foods I've ever eaten from, I guess I've eaten a lot of gas station food before I fixed I said that like I haven't, but before I got nutritionally conscious, I ate a lot of gas station food. But never hot dogs, I didn't do gas station pizza. That's a big thing around here. And I didn't do like nachos from the gas station. The reason I wouldn't do the nachos from the gas station is because of that story from a while back where that guy got really sick and I think he passed away from gas station nachos. I don't know if you guys remember that news article, but he had gas station nachos and the cheese had like cholera or something in it. So it was not a good thing. But gas station fried chicken though, before I switched my diet up, some crispy crunchy, there you go. No. What's up, Robert? What's up? All right, we're gonna do a quick three-piece on this. So I was a simple hot dog kind of person. I like some ketchup and some mustard. Didn't really go much over that. Once in a while, I'd go to a place that did like a nice hot dog that had like a lot of like all the toppings, and I'd get like a good hot dog. You can make a hot dog good, but it's mostly the toppings that make a hot dog really, really good. The other thing about hot dogs is there's a difference between all beef hot dogs and those pork and beef hot dogs, chicken and chicken feet and pork tails. There's a difference between like a Bar S Frank and like an Oscar Mayer all beef, no filler hot dog. Very different flavor profile, right? So when I did have hot dogs, I used to eat a lot of hot dogs. Like 6-7 years ago, hot dogs were at least once or twice a week for me. I was a big fan of hot dogs, but I always went all beef. It's been a while since I've looked at a package of hot dogs, I'm gonna be honest, David. I couldn't tell you exactly if they're correct or not on that one. So. There used to be a wing place I would get, or a gas station I would get chicken wings from. They have really good wings, actually. Really good wings. Used to be right down the street when I worked for a used car dealership a while back. Made really good wings. And you could get like a 3 or 4 piece wing with a side of like mac and cheese and rice. For like $3.99. For like $3.99. All right, I'm gonna throw these up here so we can squat here in a minute, but we're not gonna squat yet. We're still gonna do triceps. So. Yeah, you shouldn't be skipping eating. It's not good for you. I imagine you're trolling, but skipping eating if you're not is not ideal. I don't skip meals. Also, that whole like fasting all but one meal a day, also not ideal. Unless it's a religious thing, there's no reason to be fasting. It's not helping you at all. I mean, you'll lose weight, but your body's going to suffer long term. I have not seen that. Sounds interesting. Sounds helpful. Maybe. Depends on how good it is. I have a hard time trusting stuff like that because what's good for me may not be good for you. So I have a hard time trusting stuff like that. Most of my nutritional knowledge comes from firsthand experience firsthand experience of like knowing what is in stuff, like reading packages, or my nutritional certification in schooling. Like that's where I gather a lot of my information, obviously. I don't use an app for it typically, but if it works, it works, you know? Too lazy to fast. I get it. Google is your best friend with a lot of that. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I want to tell you something. Google, while it is not always correct, is a very useful tool in the fitness industry. It'll at least get you an idea of what you're doing, and then you make adjustments from there. Make adjustments from there. I tested that one time, getting AI to make a lifting program, and it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it had some flaws for sure. You can use AI to a certain extent, but there is a certain point in your lifting where you have to get very, very intricate, like during the sets. Like you have to kind of feel out each exercise, like look back at what you're doing and be like, okay, why did this feel this way? Why did this do that? There's some things ChatGPT, because it doesn't have that human element in the moment and it's not able to see you, can't help you with. But honestly, if you're lifting on your own and not recording yourself, that's going to be hard for you to do too. So if you're not recording yourself, or if you don't have a coach or a workout buddy, you're probably going to struggle with that regardless. So, yeah. But, you know. See you. Appreciate you being here. All right. Yeah. I don't use Wikipedia for much of anything. I don't trust it. Wikipedia has a lot of outdated, but also a lot of information that's just not correct because people can't edit it. I've seen some wild stuff. I've seen some wild stuff on Wikipedia. Now, am I saying it's bad for all research? No. But have a general idea of what you're expecting out of your research. Like, don't go into it blind expecting to get all the answers. Between early in the morning and late, I would pick late. Now, ideally, I like working out from like 3 to 5, somewhere in that ballpark. That's my preference. So, that's my preference. Yeah, it's a food thing. Like if you're working out early in the morning, I don't work out until I have at least 2 meals on my stomach. I refuse to work out until I've had at least 2 meals for the day and a snack. All right, one last set of these. We're going to use cables for the last set. We did single arm for the first 2 sets. This will be our basically a drop set. I think this is a little bit lighter than the single arm would be. So. Let me get one more set. The triceps don't feel fully spent yet. Look at that little vein. Look at the vein. Now's the time to go get blood work done. Look at that. Isn't that nice? It's not getting blurry on my end, Cal. There you go. It's good vein right there. Good vein. I've got a couple of them. My bicep veins usually do pretty well. The lighting isn't great here, but I get pretty good veins. Pretty good veins. The lighting isn't amazing, but there it is. Not bad, not bad at all. Great vein there. Looking good right there. So. All right. It's best to make eye contact when you lift, guys. It's best to make eye contact when you lift. Am I correct? Yeah, 100%, David, right? I'm gonna grab one more set. I didn't feel that heavy. I was playing around with it. I shouldn't have been playing around with it, right? I've got your normal socials. I've got Instagram and stuff like that. It's all on the channel. I don't use Instagram often, but from once in a blue moon. We do have a Discord. We do have a Discord, yes. I've posted the Discord a couple times. I'll post it again tonight. Post it again tonight. We play Wordle. We play Wordle every night. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. We play Wordle and post lifting. That's our go-to. All right, we got squats next. We got squats next. I got lucky with that one. I got that lucky with that one, Alex. I don't reveal my secrets, all right? I'm the Wordle champion. Wordle champion. All right, we got some squats to hit, guys. We got some squats to hit. Yeah, it's a good time in the Discord. We got art. We got videos of people working out. We got just people chit chatting, some Wordle. We got pet pictures, pictures of cars, motorcycles. We got Joe's. We run a poll every now and again to make sure everybody's aware you put the cereal in first and then the milk. This is not a home gym. This is a public gym. Paper mache plates all the time, every time. Cereal, then milk. That's the only way. You do not put your milk in the bowl first. That is a given. I won't say who does that to protect their identity, but there is someone in the Discord and in the channel that's a regular. That name rhymes with bark, that puts their milk in and then their cereal. Like I said, I'm not going to say who they are. I never was a cornflake fan, Martin. I was, when I was eating cereal, it was almost always, let's think, peanut butter cereal, like anything peanut butter, like Reese's peanut butter cereal, like that was my go-to. Like Reese's Puffs. Don't spam, rich guy. Don't spam. Come on now. Chill it out. Or rich guy. Discord, it's like a chatting channel for everybody. A place where you can chit chat after the streams. It's a separate thing for just like chilling. It's like a chat room almost. But it's a private thing where like you have to get in via invite. That way we keep the trolls out. Keep the trolls out. Just enjoy ourselves. All right, let's grab this. All right, let's go 315, or we'll go 320. We'll go 320, and then we'll drop for 7 of the 225s like we've been doing. It's been working pretty well, so we're gonna keep doing it that way. All right. That 225 felt nice and light though. You look at 325. 325, because I don't feel like finding the 2.5, which I found immediately after I said that, but look at 325. What's up? Keep it real. Let's set our safeties in a relatively good spot. What's up, 10 Scoop? No, I'm okay, 10 Scoop. I appreciate it. I don't think that more hip drive, is that what you meant? I'm okay. Appreciate it though. Ugh. Ugh. Who were we talking about? I wouldn't call Ben a troll. I wouldn't call Ben a troll. I mean, at least not a good one. Yeah. At least not a good one, right? Milk's great. I enjoy the milk. Liter and a half every workout. See, almost empty. Yeah, they real. We can send Cal to the gulag. He has been doing a lot, right? I'll give him one last chance. If you don't calm it down, Cal, you're going to the gulag. It's a good point. It's a good point. I said it's your last chance. Last chance. Then you can go to the gulag with the rest of them. That is called lactose intolerance, twins, most likely. We don't do politics on the channel. We don't do politics on the channel. It's a lifting channel. If I wanted to do a political channel, I'd do a political channel. There's enough political channels out there. I'm not afraid of politics, but there's enough political channels out there right now that I don't need to also be a political commentary channel. I feel like it's a very, very oversaturated field. There's 1,000 political commentators now. But it's just so saturated. Everybody's a political commentator, right? Everybody. And the thing is 99% of the time, they're just reading a news article from someone else. Like they'll read a Fox News or an NBC or an ABC news article, and then they'll just read it to their chat, and people are all over it. It's like, you guys can also read the same like news article. You can read the same tweet. Like they're just reading other people's takes on political or world news. And there's hundreds and thousands of these channels, and I just don't get it. I understand like having a few political commentators here and there get really, really famous. But man, if people don't latch onto these channels, they do. And maybe I'm just not, maybe I just don't care enough. I don't know. I like lifting heavy circles. It's what I do, right? But it's every time I scroll my feed, I get at least 2 or 3 political commentators. Like, and it didn't used to be that way. It used to be very, very few. And now everybody, it's just, it must be a cash cow. People must be making bank on it. There's so many people getting into politics and they know very little about politics. That's the crazy part, is these people are not involved at all other than their YouTube channel, and they just started it yesterday and they've become a political expert. It's like world dynamics all in the back of their brain immediately. Like, yeah. But that's each their own. Everybody gets to do their own thing. Live your life the way you want to live it. If you want to be a political commentator, be a political commentator. Yeah, let's go. Ah! Ah! 325 for 2. I would like to see a study done on the increase in political commentary channels in correlation to the last like 2 election cycles. Because I feel like the last 2 election cycles, there's been an uptick of like 10,000%. Like, I feel like they need their own commentary channel just for political commentary channels. %, David. Because do I think there's a place for political commentary? Yes, I feel like there is a place for it, right? But 99% of the political commentators, I feel like, are adding nothing to the conversation. They're adding very little to the conversation for normal people. They're just looking to have hot takes, right? And it's not good for the population, right? It's not good for people's brains to constantly have a hot take in front of them. You know, it's like, you know, you people aren't going to like this, but this is my opinion on da-da-da-da-da, right? And then we see that 10 times, right? With the same like 3 or 4 political hot takes. And it gets everybody so up in arms about something that normally they would have read, they would have digested, they would have talked about over the dinner table or whatever. They would have formed an opinion and they would have been okay, right? But now it's like, I have to be angry about every single thing. 100%. You can't just have a baseline opinion on anything anymore. You've got to be angry about everything. You have to be angry about everything that happens nowadays. And don't get me wrong, I think that there's important stuff that gets said on these channels sometimes by certain people, but yeah, people need to learn to pay attention and form their own opinions again. I feel like we've moved away from that so much. Pay attention, form your own opinion, then go watch a commentary on it maybe, right? Don't let commentators tell you how to think, right? So if you watch a political commentator and you find yourself agreeing with every single thing they say, every time they say it, regardless of what they're saying, you probably need to take a step back and try and digest some other news source for just a little while, and then return to that commentator and see if it continues. Because you may just be in, what do they call it, like an echo chamber, right? Just hearing the same opinion back and forth in your own head and reassuring yourself. Always try, I take it very seriously to make sure I digest my political, world news, anything, information from multiple sources with differing opinions. And then I look and try and find something that's a less opinionated piece and try and digest that as well, right? Because if you just pull your information from one side or the other, regardless of where you sit on that fence, you're gonna get pushed that direction. You are what you consume, right? So if you're constantly consuming one side or the other and nothing of the other side matters, you're only gonna move that direction, even if you might have some agreements with the other side. So, and it's not bad to make your own opinions, guys. It's not bad to make your own opinions. Yeah. Yeah, you can sit in the middle. You don't have to be on one side or the other. You never went to the gulag, Cal. I never put you in the gulag. I'll put you in. Hold on. I got you, Cal. Cal never went. Now Cal's in the gulag. Now Cal's in the gulag. 60 seconds. I didn't put him in there very long. Contagion, what's up? What's up? Long time no see, I feel like. It is. And here's the thing, right? It's going to happen again. It's going to happen the next generation. It's going to happen the generation after that, right? So there's some things that you learn. See you, David. There's some things that you learn over time are just like cyclical, right? So like politics. Most younger people are very easily swayed in politics, but they're also very much like counterculture with their politics, regardless of where their parents sit, right? So young people are always going to be counter to the culture of their parents, right? They want to be different. They want to make noise. So as they get older, they tend to form more solidified opinions, right? Later on. Now, whether those opinions sit here or here, we'll see. But the other part to that is look at any other aspect of things that we try and move away from our parents, right? So as younger people age, they tend to do the same thing that we're saying now. They'll have the same opinion, like music. Take music for an example, right? The music that people are listening to now, like young kids, teenagers, whatever else, isn't my cup of tea, right? But my music when I was a teenager wasn't my parents' cup of tea. Same thing for their parents, same thing for their parents. It happens cyclically. We think it's just us, right? Until we look at it, we're like, oh, my parents said the same thing. They didn't like my music. I don't like my kids' music. My kids won't like their kids' music. It happens every single time, right? Same thing with politics. They're always going to go against the grain. That's how it goes. It's when we fail as the older generation is when we don't teach the ability to form their own opinions later in life, when they get past that development stage of their brain, right? So as their brain develops, we need to help them learn to build solid opinions that can't be so easily swayed by tomorrow's most popular opinion, right? It's okay to have an opinion that's not popular, but it needs to have credence and standing in like actual information. Does that make sense? So we don't want to just form an opinion to be different. So this is a lifting channel, yes. Does that make sense? Or did I make that make sense? I tried. I'm not a political guy, so I lift heavy objects. But there's my idea on politics without being political. Does that make sense? I have no beard growing tips. I just let it grow. This is just growth. I mean, I trim it. So I trim it, but that's it. I'm glad it made sense. I have a lot of caffeine in my system, and I've lifted a lot of heavy circles, so I wasn't sure I'd get my point across. My hair is not dyed, no. My hair is not dyed. I've never seen the Lorax movie, or I guess read any of the books associated. It's slightly different. The beard is a little bit more red than the hair. So the beard has a little like ginger tone to it, whereas the hair is definitely brown. So that's normal. I'm very Scottish. I'm very Scottish. No, you're here, Cal. You're here. Some bagpipes. I thought about getting a kilt. That's our band room, twins. That's what we call our band room. I feel you're correct, Ben. I feel you're correct on that statement. I did think about getting a kilt, but I decided against it ultimately. Specifically, I gotta get a squatting kilt. I gotta get a squatting kilt to wear to competition. You're guaranteed to know when you hit depth. I promise. I just kind of let the beard do what it does. Do I watch the news? I watch like very specific things. Like if I have a world event that interests me, I will look into that world event. I don't go just surfing the news though. I actually next week, guys. So heads up. Next week we'll be doing earlier streams. I want to get some earlier streams in next week, mostly so I can get an earlier workout and have a little bit more energy. But we're probably going to be streaming around 7 o'clock is what I gather I'm going to have to do to make it make sense. So EST. It won't be every day, but we're going to do a couple of those. Probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is the current plan. Now, whether or not that continues, I don't know. So... and then for those of you that weren't here earlier, I had an announcement that I announced earlier. That makes sense. An announcement that I announced. I am pausing is the worst word to use. I am pausing my bulk for the time being. We are going to stay right where we're at for the moment. We're not going to cut, but we're going to maintain our current body weight for about a month and a half. The reason for that is because I have competition on August 16th, and I am at the top of the weight class that I signed up for. I'm at the top of the weight class that I signed up for. I put on the weight a lot faster than I thought, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. But we're going to pause the bulk, maintain our 180 status until we do our competition because I cannot get any heavier. I don't drink beer, so I've never had a beer belly. Carbohydrate intake is probably too high if you're having a beer belly issue. Well, I know I'll make weight just fine. And worst case scenario, I can request a higher weight class. So it's a dragon, twins. It's a dragon on my arm. But It's also my right arm. The camera's flipped. But I won't lose any gains. We're not going to cut, Robert. I'm just going to put a higher protein emphasis and a lower carbohydrate emphasis on my diet, which will maintain our 180 while reducing our body fat percentage, while maintaining the skeletal muscle, and probably even still put on some skeletal muscle. We're not going super low on calories. We're still going to be between 3 and 3,500. We're just reducing our calories from 5,000 to 3,500, just the maintenance number. So, but I can be as heavy, I believe, as 181. So I'm like right there. Science-based is not all the end-all be-all for lifting, guys. It's not. I know everybody wants to know the science behind it, because science is undefeatable, right? I've got a mixed opinion on that. I drink a lot of milk, yes. So here's the thing. Here's my opinion on science-based lifting. I think that there is room for it. Obviously, science is science, but science changes, and what people call science-based lifting is just the most popular opinion at the time. These science-based models for lifting change every single year, right? Next year, we'll have a study that says the complete opposite of what we have this year, right? So this year, full range of motion, full stretch is the best, and you got reduce the weight and do that. This curl is the best curl. That curl sucks. This is the best food to eat at this time. You should have this tempo and this volume and right? So, but next year, all of that'll change and it'll go back to something else. It's like, oh, well, we need actually reducing your volume. Last year, we thought it was this, but now we know that's trash. You need to reduce your volume, increase your weight, and you got to eat this at this time. And we know that fasting's trash now. Every year it changes, but you know what doesn't change? Heavy circles. Heavy circles. We're gonna de-rack the bench real quick, guys. Yeah, three plates is warm up weight. Yeah, 3 plates is warm up weight, Pancho. Warm up weight. We already benched tonight. That was from earlier. 365 is my PR at the moment. No, I'm not benching again. Oh, we already benched tonight. All right. Well, it's time for me to pack up my streaming equipment and roll out for the night, guys. It's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. All right. You guys have a good one. I appreciate y'all being here as always. I will be back tomorrow at some point tomorrow. I don't know what time. We'll probably do a cooking stream tomorrow. We rest on Sundays. So I'm 30 years old. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what time. I'll announce it in the Discord and on the channel. Probably on the channel, but in the Discord for sure. All right, I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Whoa.